We've got to talk about how high school functions in Road to Glory mode in college football 26. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome back into CFB, where you can see all kinds of college football 25 and now college football 26 content as news continues to roll out for that game. I'll have gameplay for it just like I did for college football 25. So if you want to stay up to date on all the news leading up to the release of college football 26, be sure you hit that subscribe button here to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button while you're in here. Help us out with the YouTube algorithm. Throw your thoughts in the comments. That helps us as well with those interactions. Let me know how you're feeling about this news, as we do have some Road to Glory news to talk about. We thought we was going to have to wait until the next deep dive, and that'll be coming in short order, I'm sure. But we do have some people that have hands-on experience with the game. You may have seen multiple journalists talking about it. I saw Andy Staples of On3 talk about playing the game. I saw a couple content creators talk about it. But then I came across this article on CBS Sports of Robbie Kalland, who played the game, and he talked specifically about Road to Glory and gave us some details that we hadn't known previously, including how high school works, which make you feel some type of way, one way or the other. I don't know. Let me know how you feel about it. I'll let you know how I feel about it as we go through here. But let's hit this article. I'll link it in the video description if you want to check out the full thing, because it does give details about other things of the game in which he played. But Road to Glory is what we want to hit on here for this video, because I think this is where we get the most interesting information. All right, so from Robbie Kalland over here at CBS Sports, Road to Glory. I think the game mode that felt the most vanilla last year was Road to Glory, and the big news for the mode this year is that they heard the complaints about starting in college and brought back the high school portion of the game, which we pretty much knew. They kind of confirmed that in their original announced trailer, and we talked about that when that first came out, when they put the pre-order up for the MVP bundle and put the game on sale and had that announcement trailer. But now we're learning a little bit about how high school functions. We was wondering, was it going to be the full season? Was it going to be just the playoffs? Because we've had it be both versions of that in the past. And here's where we learn a little bit about it. So let's talk about that. Not only that, but they made it a legitimate recruiting process, which I found fun and frustrating to play. Probably frustrating in a good way. Like, it's hard to get recruited where you want to get recruited, maybe, is what I'm guessing. You once again pick your starting level to start at, or your star level to start at, excuse me. So you're still picking, 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, whatever it was last year. And that impacts your attributes and ratings, but you have to try and maintain or improve on that star rating with your player on the field in high school to be able to get the offers you want, which he says was not easy. That's cool. I like everything I'm hearing so far. He said he did a quick run through of the high school portion, starting as a 3-star quarterback, but he dropped to a 2-star. So sounds like it's difficult on Heisman. And he says, as a dynasty guy, mainly still not used to the Road to Glory camera angle. I feel you there, man. That's something I struggle with as well when I play Road to Glory. He said that played a role, but also they do a good job of giving you the high school experience where both you aren't that great and your teammates can be even worse. While frustrating throwing good passes that got dropped, it also made it feel real and made the successes even more fun. I'm probably going to start as a running back. Last year I tried that, but didn't really end up continuing it because I didn't really like last year's Road to Glory mode. But this sounds like it's going to be a little bit more interesting. But here's where we got to talk about what we want to talk about here is getting to the recruiting process and the games. The quick breakdown of the recruiting process is you pick 10 schools that'll be in your top 10, and you play 5 weeks of a high school season. So you play 5 weeks here. But there's a caveat to that. More on that in a second. But for each school that you put in that top 10, you get to see their depth chart, where you project on that depth chart, and the other players that they're recruiting that are at your same position, the team's coaching style and scheme fit for your archetype, and more. From there, you have a tape score that you earn points toward with your play by hitting your goals, with some goal settings getting boosts for certain teams. You can also get a challenge goal from a specific team that can give you a boost with that school. So interesting. Instead of playing full games in that 5 high school season, you pick 4 moments from a list before each game to play that have a basic goal worth 50 points and a bigger goal worth 200 or more. So this is the thing that a lot of people are up in arms about. Personally, last year I was someone that said, hey, I don't think I really miss high school and Road to Glory. I did miss it, and I was expecting they was just going to bring it back, and maybe you play the high school playoffs, because that was kind of my favorite version of it, is you just play the playoffs, get recruited from there, but then they made it to where you had the season. You could select how long the season was. And this one, you get 5 weeks, but you don't play the full game. So I think what they tried to do is provide a happy medium for people that really liked the high school experience and people that felt like it took too long maybe. And so they tried to make an adjustment. And some people feel like, hey, why would you change it? Having it be games and be able to set the length of the games, the length of the season there in high school, was one thing. And maybe I'd agree with that a little bit, but I'm also of the camp, hey, let's wait and see how it plays out. We may get the game, like it, and enjoy it more than the old version. So let's see how it plays out. But this is how they're doing it on College Football 26. This is the new news about Road to Glory that made me want to do this video. Instead of playing full games, you pick 4 moments from a list before each game. So sounds like there'll be multiple options of what 4 moments you want to play, maybe where they are, how they impact the game, the situation. And each one of those has a basic goal where you can get 50 points or a bigger goal where you get 200 or more points. The better you do in hitting goals on those 4 drives each game, the more interested schools will get. And once you meet their threshold, you get a scholarship offer. You can commit at any time, but as you keep playing, if you do better, you get more incentives and boosts to skills if you sign with that team as part of your offer. It feels like their way of doing NIL without NIL. However, if you play poorly, you can lose those incentives. And if they sign another player at your position, the tape score threshold could jump up and you might lose your offer. Finally, you narrow your list to a top 3 and get to do a hat ceremony if you haven't already committed. And in the hat ceremony, you can fake out a team and throw a hat off the table. That was pretty enjoyable. So that's what we know pretty much about high school in Road to Glory here for College Football 26, which I think is interesting. And also one thing I can say about that is I'll probably wait to commit because I want to do that hat ceremony and see that. I think that's going to be interesting. I like that addition. So I like what they're doing, at least adding high school. Sounds like it's adding more depth to the game. Hopefully they've made some good additions to the college side of things, but I don't think he says he got to play that side of it. As we see the picture of the hat ceremony there. He says, I didn't get any farther than that as we had limited time and I wanted to see as much of the game as I could. But I will say this portion of Road to Glory was quite fun and felt like being on the other side of Dynasty mode. We'll have to see if they did enough to make the in college portion more enjoyable and have more variance. But this was a much better starting spot for the mode. And from reading his description of it, I would definitely agree. I think that that's a better way to start. You still bring in some elements that you added last year with picking the star rating, but starting in high school, at least you get 5 weeks of a season. I know some people may not like, not getting to play the full games, and I understand that. But hey, it's still an improvement on what we had, and they can continue to improve the game year by year. But those are just my thoughts about it. Would love to hear yours. Throw them in the comments down below. How do you feel like this will affect Road to Glory for College Football 26? Are you still excited about it? Are you less excited about it? Let me know however you're feeling. And if you enjoy college football video games, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Got gameplay content out for College Football 25. Been doing news updates for College Football 26. We'll keep those coming here on the channel as we lead up to the game. And be sure to hit that thumbs up button before you head out. That really helps me a ton with that crazy YouTube algorithm. I'd really appreciate that. Just like I appreciate you tuning into this one, and I will catch you on the next one.